Hey everyone, szsr here. Today I'm going to be watching the 22nd episode of the second season of Mushoku Tensei. Now, last episode we were getting back into the dungeon, but now we have Roxy, who was sadly wandering the dungeon by herself, but Rudy was able to rescue her, and now we're kind of like, we have Roxy, which is great, but we're also kind of like having to have them get used to each other again, because a lot of time has passed, but I've thoroughly enjoyed watching that. But yeah, hopefully we can make some real progress this episode, because it kind of felt like we were going to get into final boss territory. Maybe that's just me wishful thinking, but we'll see. But yeah, hopefully we can rescue Zenith this episode. That would be great, because the episode was called Parent or Parents, depending on who you ask. So it's just certainly possible. This is all I'm saying. So let's jump on in and see. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please click the like button and support me on Patreon for early access and stuff. But let us begin, as long as I don't hit the wrong button. In 3, 2, 1, play. It's pretty much where we left off. Don't be a wuss. We only go forward. Like, I wouldn't mind having some more healing options. Couldn't hurt. Love you, Roxy. Could you imagine if Sylvie watched all this? Okay, sorry, I accidentally messed something up by pausing, but I fix it now. Oh wait, I missed up too much text there. Because I had to like speed up the one I'm watching to match it back up, but it's all good now. And now I'm hitting my microphone pop filter. It's just, things are going great. Yeah, like everyone we see in that quick shot there, you know, is in the show, in the season we've seen them, aside from Zenith. Oof. Shame we couldn't bring along the pets. Like that stuff. I assume we'll see this stuff in the episode. Because it looks pretty awesome. Just so many powerful shots in this opening. The one shot of Sylvie sitting what looks like sitting by herself in that room, that does look a little bit concerning, but because that's obviously supposed to be her waiting for him to come back, right? But I'm sure it's fine. The quietness, it always makes me nervous. Like when I play a Dark Souls game, you never want to be quiet for too long. Yeah, this is definitely the room, and that's Zenith. I mean, the opening pretty much spoiled the position she's in, but yeah. Yeah, let's get in there, guys. I think the timing's slightly still off, but I can't really fix that, so we'll just deal with it. Yeah, just bringing it all. We got a head. Yeah, they wasted no time just like jumping into the action. Oh, look at Paul go. Oh, damn. He is just going for it. The animation, though. Now this is an MMORPG party right here. Thank you. Right on the back. Well, we tried to. We can't retreat now. Zenith is like right in our sights. Like, I knew it was going to go back. I know Hydra's. That does not surprise me in the slightest. Paul says no. Back him up, geese. Throw the fire bombs. I swear this is Dark Souls, the Hydra. I mean, they might be right, but Zenith is right there. But yeah, I mean, you can't blame the man for getting emotional, considering his wife is just right there. But we're probably right to retreat for now. But dang, the animation on Paul was something else. Thank God for helium magic. Yeah, he needs to calm down a bit. For sure, but she'll still be there 5 minutes from now. I'm sure she is. Don't even ask that question. I mean, it does. Like, I get his point. Either way, you can't just leave her there, but Paul's always had a temper problem. But not that, yeah, that is still a point, though. Back when we actually got to interact with Zenith. It's been way too long. Stop yelling at me. Oh, poor Roxy. It's like, I don't know what to do here. Yeah, definitely not the first time. Yes? Probably. Scales that absorb mana. Fun. What a terrible place for Zenith to get herself captured. point blank range, so to say. Go for the close and personal. Oh? Of course. I don't remember that part of the story. Although I just watched the Disney Hercules movies, so. If you calm down a bit. Yeah, you are our frontline slicey, dude. Gonna take some serious teamwork, though. Like, we gotta be, like, step per step with each other. That's gonna be the tricky part. It does feel wrong. Kachimasho. Really have Misty Roxy. He's actually almost getting me to tear up a little bit. I don't know why. And that's why he lashes out at him. It really harkens back to when he originally yelled at Rudy over the bully and stuff. Okay. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's probably not a probably not a good thing for a parent to say. But we are on the same page here. Because you know that's Paul's resolve for himself. It's like, oh, are you back to play? Really just feel like a video game when he just goes back to his resting place. Okay. Round 2. Fight. I use that demonic eye. Yeah, just goes inside. And then burn it. Cauterize, not castrate, those two different words. Cauterize the wound. Like Ellis is like war face. Do it. Explosion. Oh, dang you so fast. Yep, I think it's working. Now it's like 9 more heads to go. This is so cool. And then Ellis like, yeah, like it's so cool. Like everyone has their own role that they're doing, like a real party. It's great. Everyone knows their assignment. Roxy's our white mage. Rudy, get the fire. It even feels like mechanics you would do in a video game, like, you know what I mean? Oof. Tall hand. I'm not sure he's fine. He's a tough guy, but let's rescue him if we can. Did you do two at once there? Don't worry, I got you. Even running up to a party member that's down to res them. Also very video game-like. Like even outside of MMORPGs, sometimes that's like a mechanic in like those shooter games and stuff with teams. You have to get them in a certain amount of time. What's he doing? Oh. I feel like that's cheating. Glacial torrent. Who needs fire to seal up a wound? Flamethrowers. You should have said explosion. I think we're pissing it off. Oh no, what now? A big attack. Reaching his second phase. We definitely need someone to block. Roxy. Like I focus on that part of it. Water shield? I mean, if the attack's fire, makes sense. Hold, Rudy, hold. Because, yeah, I can't keep it up forever. Although neither can we. Whew. Back to it. At this point, the Hydra's just got to be sneaking in that he's starting to that he's losing. He's just straight up losing this fight. I should have been counting how many heads we've done that to. Ooh. Yeah, pay attention, Rudy. A mage cannot take a blow like that and get back up. Oof. No, this doesn't look good. I mean, Paul's tough too, but that could have been fatal. Damn. Ooh. Hopefully that wasn't his blood. Bam. But Paul's okay, right? Like, I don't think we saw him after that. But I think we won. This makes me more nervous about Paul. Yeah, like, I had a feeling you took some real damage from that. A little bit hard to chant when you're in agonizing pain. Okay, it looks like we can do something there. But yeah, that was the thing. Like, looks like it's not going to grow back. At least it's just a left hand, but damn. But how's Dad? That's my real concern, because nobody looks good. Oh, that's a lot of blood. Oh God. There's no coming back from that. Oh. After that, you better tell me Zenith is still alive. I mean, what could you even say right now? I mean, that is a sad reality of being an adventurer, but doesn't make it any better. Like, it's kind of hard to be happy about getting your parent back when you lose another one to do it. And your hand. You don't have to hear the audio to know what you just said there. Still a little bit of the episode left. Don't say that. Is she gonna recognize Rudy? You remember him, right? Are you okay? Are you okay? Parents, just shut up. Cairo, let's go home. That was the 22nd episode of the second season of Mushoku Tensei. Okay, let's talk about the episode. The fighting was great. Like I said, the really has that energy of a adventuring party that know what they're doing, they're skilled, they have each other's backs, they know their roles, they can support each other. All that was great to see. They did not skimp on the animation budget in the slightest, right? Especially with the Paul stuff, just zooming around really quickly. You really tell how much experience he has under his belt. Had under his belt. We got to see even Roxy, healing here and there. She had her part to play. We did have to initially retreat from the battle. Paul very worked up, which I didn't really blame him for any of that. Like I said, his wife is missing for so long, is right there, so close you can see it. You're gonna get worked up, probably reckless and desperate and all that. Rudy, pretty much always much more of a calm, cool, collected sort of person compared to Paul, which is something Paul has always, he's never been a fan of that, right? Like, just in general, Rudy, ever since he was a child, he's been kind of a mirror to show Paul kind of like his shortcomings as an adult, as a man, right? Because Rudy, he doesn't know this, but Rudy does have the extra experiences from his past life and all that. So a child comes across very, in some ways, a lot more intelligent and mature than he should be. That's always kind of had an effect on Paul. Like, he couldn't be as much of a dad to him as he wanted to be in a lot of regards, because he's not the blank slate that a child usually would be, right? That aspect always complicated their relationship. But we got to see some of that boil up here, because he's already worked up, but getting even more agitated because Rudy, who he views should be in a very similar position as him, is not as emotional, right? So he either has to rationalize that as there's something wrong with Rudy, or he's just, there's something wrong with him. He's being too emotional, right? And we kind of know how he decided to verbalize it at the very least, but eventually it does settle down a lot. But seeing Roxy a little bit troubled over it, that was cute and sad. But where's the one line I'm looking for? Because they have a strategy meeting to figure out what to do. But right before we go back out there, yeah, you really are someone I can count on. Yeah, it's right about here. I know all that, but let me say this anyway. Something a parent shouldn't say. Save your mom, even if it kills you. I didn't straight up say it here, but him saying that, I did interpret it as potential death flag. I think I kind of pushed that thought to the back of my mind because I obviously didn't want it to be the case, because that would rob us of any chance of having like a happy family, mom and dad and son all together again. Like, that's something I've been hoping to see. Yeah, and if he dies here, that wouldn't happen. That could never happen. So I didn't want to believe that was the case. But obviously it was. But again, the fight, there was a lot of good stuff. Like I said, the animation, the attacking, the covering for each other. But eventually we got it down. But not without sacrifices. Because I figured Rudy lost his hand or part of his arm as soon as we saw the blood after he came back out. But I was kind of thinking, okay, magic in this world, maybe he can regrow it, but it does not look like that's going to happen. Since he is a mage, it's not the end of the world to only have one hand. That would be if you were like a sword and shield kind of warrior. It'd be much bigger deal. But still a big deal nonetheless. But eventually we saw Paul, and I saw the amount of blood on the wall, thinking, okay, it looks pretty bad, and then it kind of came out, it kind of focused enough for me to see that it's not just blood on the wall, it's just the half of Paul. Like, I don't even saw what the other half was, really. But yeah, once you saw that, and they even primed us really well with the Rudy hand thing being like, he can't regrow, body parts, so So in case the audience had this an idea in their head that we could somehow fix that with magic, they made sure to curb that idea pretty quickly. So as soon as you saw him like that, you knew it was over. There was no miracling, ass pulling away out of that. He was dead the second we saw him. So that was really well played. But Zenith broke out and we carried her home, which was what was probably a very quiet walk back. Got home and they had the artistic decision to have everyone be quiet for the like the initial talking there, which is a good choice because we knew what they were saying. We didn't really need the audio. But we have Zenith. Like, it was, especially initially, it was hard to really feel too excited about that considering what we lost. But as she got up, I started to like perk up a little bit. You know, he's saying mom and she looks kind of confused. Initially, I took that as like, okay, she's just surprised that he's so much bigger now. Kind of like with Roxy. So, again, kind of setting that up a little bit. She explains to her that it's Rudy. So after the explanation, she should have no doubts who it is anymore. But she still has this very kind of blank, confused, where am I kind of look on her face. And then she says, I, twice. And that's pretty much what we got out of her. A very concerned look from Lilia, whatever her name is. And that's pretty much when we ended off. Like, I'm not completely sure how to take that. I mean, they're heavily implying some brain damage there, but I can't gauge completely the extent of it from that brief interaction. Like, can she just straight up not talk anymore? Did she lose all of her memories? Both? Like, I'm not quite sure exactly how to take that. But man, when the realization hit me, it hit me like a truck. Like, we finally got our mother back after losing the father and her hand, and I mean, how much of the mother did we really get back? Like, we don't even know. Not even knowing the full extent of it is part of what hurts. Like, how far gone is she? Like, I mean, I was thinking to myself, okay, is there a way to fix this? But like, again, the show, it's not really that kind of show where you have these ass pulls to fix problems. Like, this could just be her from now on, and we have to just adjust, right? Like, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And there's just so much to process with this episode. I think I might like need a little bit to really settle, for all this to settle in me. Because just, there's a lot here, man. I don't know what else to say. Like, we got to go back to Sylphie at some point. What do we tell her? Paul's dead. Zenith, not even not in a great state. I lost my hand. Like, I mean, we got Roxy back. That's something we can say to her, I guess. But like, can you really call this a successful mission? Like, could you imagine what must be going on in Rudy's head right now? Yeah, this should have been a happy episode. This should have been a triumphant thing where we, after all this prep, we go in there, you rescue Zenith, we're a happy family again, and that's not what we got. So it's a lot to process for everyone, I think. But I'm even more nervous to watch the next episode, like, because that's when we're gonna see the full extent of what's going on with Zenith and what can be done, if anything can be done about it. Like, is it gonna be a thing where we have to teach her to talk all over again? Like, is Rudy gonna more or less become a parent to her? Like, I think more than anything, just the idea of her not remembering Rudy and all of her past and stuff like that, that probably hurts the most than just like not being able to talk. But could you just imagine like your mother just forgetting you entirely? Like. But yeah, if there was, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna stop it here and let everything process. And if I get more thoughts on it, I'll say that at the beginning of the next episode. But this was a rough one. Okay, so thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.